Alright YouTube, in this video, if you follow me on Instagram, I did say on my Instagram that I was going to do a story time video today, and here we are, we're doing the story time video. Let me have a bit of my tea. If you watched yesterday's video, I mentioned a bit in the video where I said that I have a story time video to do on being pulled over by the police. And I said to let me know in the comments if that's something you lot would want to see, and quite a few of you left a comment, so that's what we're doing today. But I just want to say before this story, I just want to say before this story starts that it is 100% genuine. I ain't lying. It has got something to do with the police. It was quite a near miss, but we're just gonna get into it. I'm just trying to think of a place where I can start the story and it makes sense for you lot. So there was 4 of us in my Seat Ibiza. There was me, someone called Adam, someone called Josh, and obviously Eloise. And we were smoking at a place in St Albans called Batchwood Golf Club, and we were smoking there. Nothing went wrong. No police showed up. No one was there. We were just chilling, just literally just smoking. It happened on the 10th, and I know it was the 10th because it's my mate's payday, because my mate had just been paid. And my mate thought it was a good idea to pick up a ½ ounce of weed. So we were sat in this car park, got a ½ ounce. My guy gave me a gram for driving him to get the ½ ounce. And then he gave me the gram. I rolled up, I shit you not, I rolled up a King L for me and Ellie to smoke and share. And we smoked it. My mate smoked a joint at this Batchwood as well in the car park, so he rolled up one out of his half. Bearing in mind I smoked this in the car as well, so we were smoking a King L and a joint in the car, and we had a ½ ounce in the car. And we were driving back to a place called Hatfield, which is where I was living at the time. And I was just driving along in my Seat. And in Hatfield are undercover police cars. I don't know if it's the same across the whole of England, but a good majority of our undercover police cars are Vauxhall Astras. So everyone kind of knows that it's an undercover police car where I'm from, because everyone knows they're the Astras. And if you live in Hatfield, I don't see why you would. I don't know if you've noticed this, but every police car has the number plate, first 2 letters, OU, and the first 2 letters of a number plate is where the car was like made. It was like the area code and then the year and then 3 random letters. And all the police cars in Hatfield are all OU. And I see this Vauxhall Astra behind me, and it was a brand new Vauxhall Astra. It was an OU20 plate, and as soon as I saw that, I got a bit suspicious. Because I don't know if you know, but police cars kind of have a life cycle. I'm not too sure exactly what it is, but it might be like 3 years or 30,000 miles, whatever comes first, because they don't want to be in a police chase and their car fucking breaks down or something like that. So they're all like brand new cars. And I see this Vauxhall Astra, and in quote marks, I said to my mate, Adam, I'm pretty sure there's an undie behind us, so hide your weed. And he thought I was joking, and he just laughed it off. We were driving down some country lanes at this point, some B roads, and I didn't think it was an undie. Well, I did, so I started putting my foot down a little just to test it. And as soon as because this like country road is from St Albans to Hatfield, it's kind of like a back road to get to the 2. And I was going along there, and as soon as I come into Hatfield, like the first like 30-mile-per-hour road, pulled onto it. Blue lights come on, And if any of you have actually driven high and have been pulled over, it's not a nice feeling. It's just not nice. As you can tell, when was the last time you see a video of me smoking in my car? I have got a license, don't worry. I didn't get a ban, but I got pulled over. This guy is chatting to me, comes to the window. He says, just says, "What are you doing, really?" Listen to this, yeah. I want you to let me know down below if you think this is a bit dodgy or not. He come up to us and said that he pulled me over because it's the time of day. The time of day he pulled me over, yeah. Pulled me over at 9 o'clock at night. That's not even that late. Like, how can you say it's the time of day? He's been driving along. He's seen some teenager in a black car, blacked out windows, and he's thought, I'll fucking have him. So, little fucker fucking pulled me over, come to the window, asked for my driving license and all that, which I gave to him, obviously, because I do have one. I didn't drive off from him or nothing like that, because you're just going to get yourself in more trouble. They're just going to catch up. I've only got 1 litre. I'm not trying to fucking burn up some police car. He comes to my window, started talking to me. And he claims that he didn't see the people in the back. And then Adam said something in the back. And he's like, oh, I didn't see you there. And he got Adam to roll down his window. And the half was in the back of the car. As soon as this guy put his window down, he smelt it. I literally see the copper's face drop. And then as soon as that, he come to my window, asked me if I had something I shouldn't have in the vehicle, and technically I didn't, because it was all my mates, and he literally done me a gram. I put it all in one joint anyway, so I didn't have anything. But my mate who picked up the half, I heard his poor little sad voice come from the back of the car going, yeah. And then he handed over his half ounce. Once he handed over the half ounce, the police guy radioed in some more coppers, because I had Eloise with me, and he wanted to perform a search. And obviously the male copper could not perform a search on Eloise because she's a female, and I guess they just don't do that. And then they started searching my vehicle. In my vehicle they found my grinders, longs. That's about it. A Stanley knife. I don't use it for people. I generally use it for my car when I'm working on my car, which they believed, because it's got no fucking blood on it or nothing like that, and it's not 3 inches. It's not a weapon, really. But yeah, they started searching the car. They didn't find nothing in the car. Well, right, don't think less of me when I say this, yeah, but when they searched Eloise, about, I shit you not, like 6 months before we got pulled over, we got a bit of Ket in. And if anyone that's watching this has ever done Ket or Coke, you know when you, let's say you got like a half gram, yeah, you got the little baggie, and you've been doing keys. You know when you got the little baggie and you got that teeny little bit in the corner of the baggie which you can't get on the key, and you kind of have to like tap onto the key, if that makes sense. If anyone knows what I'm on about, then you know. So it was basically an empty baggie with like a bit of like white residue in it. They found it on Eloise's purse, and they kind of went a bit skits, to be honest, because they thought it was Coke, which is a Class A, and I believe ketamine is a Class B. But Ellie said that she didn't know what it was, which was a bit silly of her, because she should have just said it was a Class B. But they took her to the station, so I watched my girlfriend get driven off in this police car, and I was still stood on the side of the road with Adam and Joshua. My mate Joshua doesn't smoke, by the way, so he was generally like, hadn't done anything wrong. So we were just standing there. Ellie's already taken to the station at this point. They had to give Ellie a strip search, which is a bit peak, and she got put in a cell until 3 o'clock in the morning. Peak. So I do feel bad for her because it was kind of my fault. Oh, I mean, yeah. But I would have taken the fall, but when they were searching the car, she was already in the other patrol car because she was getting searched in the car, and they found it in her purse, and they looked at me and they were like, "What's this then?" And obviously I couldn't really say it was mine because it's in her purse. If it was in my wallet, that's a different question, but if it's in her purse, why would it be mine in her purse when I've got my wallet in the side of my door? And I was the driver, I didn't really want to lose my license. I thought she could take the fall. But it generally was like an empty fucking baggie. And then the copper come up to me and he was like, because we found cannabis in the car, I'm gonna perform a drug swipe on you. And pulls me over, takes me to his car, and he sits me down in his car, shows me this little blue and white fucking tester thing, and I'm not even gonna lie, I had a really bad cotton mouth. I smoked the King L, and I didn't have a joint when I smoked the King L. Even when I finished smoking the King L, I had a cotton mouth. So when I got pulled over and I got made nervous and I was like worrying, obviously it made my cotton mouth even worse. And then the copper said to me that you got to bring up some saliva, which was a struggle for me. I can't lie. It's hard for me. It wasn't hard for me. It was at the time because obviously I had the cotton mouth, but I struggled to bring some saliva up for the test. He got his wipe, put it there, put it there, put it there, put it there. And we had to wait 8 minutes. And see, this is where the story gets a bit suspect, because I can see how you lot watching this could think that I'm chatting shit, and obviously the only way I can prove that I'm not chatting shit is to get Adam, Josh or Eloise on the podcast, which we're gonna have to do because I feel like a couple of you ain't gonna believe it. But I got tested. I was sat in the police car. They said normally if you just smoked it comes up before 8 minutes, and I was kind of sat there and I was like, I've been sat here a long time, to be honest. And the copper come back up to me and he had a bit of a grin on his face, and he opened the door. I shit you not, in quote marks, this is what my guy told me, okay? I swear on my life and Eloise's life, this is what this police cut man said to me. He said, you've got to find a better dealer because your weed is shit, because you've passed. And then he turned the thing to show me. It said cocaine, negative, and it said cannabis, negative. But the mad thing about this story is, when we got found with the half ounce and the copper said to me that he was going to drugs test me, I admitted to the policeman that I had smoked. I literally said to him, I'm not going to lie, I had a joint with him 30 minutes ago. And then he was like, yeah, you're probably going to fail. And I was kind of sat there thinking I was going to fail, but apparently I've got some guardian angel up there looking out for me, because I generally do not know how I passed it, but I passed this drugs test 15 minutes after smoking. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of helped me out because it's petrified me about driving high. I was kind of doing it a lot, which is bad. You shouldn't do it at all. And now it kind of scared the shit out of me and I just don't do it. So technically it was good for me. I mean, the coppers had to give me my car keys back after I passed the drugs test. Because technically, once I passed the drugs test, I didn't do nothing wrong, because I didn't have any cannabis in my possession and I wasn't driving under the influence as far as they're concerned. And legally, they can only perform a drug swipe once. So as far as they were concerned, I was all right, but I had smoked. And these coppers had my keys on their little vest thing. And he even said to me, he was like, I would be quite unhappy if I gave you these keys and you drove off, because I know that you've smoked. And I said to him that I just need to get home, basically, because I was living in Luton at this point. So I had to, well, I went and I didn't hide behind my mates. I parked up behind my mates because if you forgot, Eloise was at the station at this point, and she didn't get let out till like 2-3 in the morning, and this was about 11 o'clock that I passed my test and I was allowed to go. So they gave me the keys. These police officers had to watch me drive off knowingly that I was high, and I was just plodding along, drove off, happy days, happy as could be. I had to go and wait behind my mate's house 4 hours for it to be 3 o'clock, and then I had to drive to the police station again in the same car, pick up Eloise, and then drive back to Luton. So that's my story. I hope you believe it, because it generally is true. It generally has scared me for driving, and if you haven't noticed, I haven't been in my car. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. I even forgot about smoking my joint. I hope it's been entertaining, and this has been a good way to spend 16 minutes of your life. But I am trying to hit 3,000 subscribers before the 1st of January, which is only like 3 days away. That voice break. But if you've watched this whole video and you are new here, I would appreciate it if you took the time out of your day, hit the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, why don't you follow me on Instagram? It's always in the description. Follow the link, hit me up, and I'm gonna see you in the next video, boys. Oh shit, before I forget, I'm gonna do, for New Year's, we're doing reacting to my old YouTube videos, because somewhere on this beautiful platform, somewhere in the fucking abyss, are videos of me when I was like 10 years old, and they're really fucking questionable, and I can't fucking delete them because I don't know what the login is. And if this YouTube account ever got popular, I'm sure they would find their way out somewhere. So I want to get them out the way now. And so yeah, that's going to be the video on New Year's. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one.